Welcome to everyone. Welcome to One Blue
Book
Book.
launch. My name is Jyoti, your host today on behalf of Athil Books. आशा करती हूँ आपको सभी हमारी बुक्स देखना, नए नए ऑथर से मिलना और उनके बारे में जानना अच्छा लग रहा होगा. कमेंट सेक्शन में जरूर बताइएगा. आज हम जिस किताब के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, उस किताब का नाम है जीरो मैटर्स, बिल्डिंग वेल्थ वन जीरो एट अ टाइम. इस बुक के बारे में मैं आपको कुछ बताती हूँ. Zero Matter, Building Wealth One Zero at a Time is a practical guide for everyday people to build wealth throughout smart saving and investing. It one that grow by adding zero behind it. With real life stories and actionable steps, the book show how anyone can move from financial stress to financial independence by 40. Let me tell you about more who has written about this book. The author, Soumya Saxena, is a management postgraduate with over a decade of experience in corporate and entrepreneurial role. Her journey into wealth creation began through personal investing, where we discover that financial growth is not just for experts but achievable for anyone with the right approach. The Zero Matters, she simplifies investing and shares practical strategies to help individuals build wealth with consistency and discipline. So, let's welcome to the author of this book, Ms. Soumya Saxena. Hi ma'am, how are you?
Hi Jyoti, good dear. How are you?
I'm good ma'am, thanks for asking. So, आपको कैसा लग रहा है आपकी बुक Amazon पे लाइव हो गई है?
It's quite a great feeling as such. Just to know, I have put on all my views that I had about this. तो वो सब है और सब लोग देख पाएंगे, सुन पाएंगे, पढ़ पाएंगे. That is a very good feeling as such.
Definitely. Actually, this is your topic is something where everybody needs at certain stage.
Yeah, everyone should think about financial stability and growth as such, because we all have aspirations, we all want to grow, and we all want to live our life in a good way. So it is very much required that we start planning and think about how to achieve our goals.
Definitely. So let's begin with some round of questions around the book, around you. So know more about what is there in
this book is related to the financial aspirations of everyday people. So I hope that we are able to put across all the viewpoints that we have, so that a normal person can achieve whatever goals or aspiration that he or she has. Financial health and financial growth is there for everyone.
You got it. Understand the basic concept.
Yeah, it's a very basic concept as such.
Okay, so I have few questions around the book. Like, why you selected the title Zero Matter?
I would say that most of the people in our country, there is just 2 to 3% of the people who are really in a good income tax bracket. Otherwise, most of the people are middle class and not so well accomplished as such. So for their growth, it is very much required that they think about how to grow in life and achieve all the things financially which are available to each and everyone. Because every person, I would say, कोई भी हो छोटा बड़ा, everyone wants to grow. और अपने बच्चों को they want to give all the all that life has to offer to them. So it is very much required that they think about how to grow and have money so that they can create some wealth and fill their aspirations independently.
Yeah.
So that is why the title Zero Matters is this is for every person who can just grow and every person who doesn't have that sort of a financial backing or financial achievements, so that he can grow and create some wealth about it.
Got it. Understand. So like it is from the initial number zero where you all start up with.
Yeah, that's
Okay. So similarly, why do you choose for the building wealth 1 0 at a time?
building wealth 1 0 at a time is because for an ordinary person it is not easy to grow immediately, because normal person doesn't have that sort of a paycheck or something that he gets to grow it and invest or achieve something more. Every person thinks about just FD so that he gets a safer sort of option where his money goes. We don't think about the passive income that can be generated from the market in terms of mutual funds or SIPs, and there are a lot of investment opportunities there in the market. But we try to play safe, and we don't. Most of the people, I would say, they don't really think about investing in such sort of a mutual funds, or very few percentage of people is there that are investing in it. So it is like
Okay.
sort of a stepwise thing that one should not invest very heavily into the mutual funds or something. Like it is just a sort of a start that a person can start investing in something smaller SIPs or something where they can grow and achieve their wishes and goals. That is what I want.
Got it. Understand. Okay. So you say like life financially begin at zero. Why is
Yeah.
converting zero into one the most critical step?
It is very much required because when we start, if you see in maths, if we put 0 before 1, that doesn't make any sense. We have to put zeros after 1 so that we can grow in life and create some wealth with it. So initially from 10 to 100 to thousands and lakhs, we have to grow in another way. It's not, if we put it before 0, it won't make us grow anyway. So it has to be that we have to grow in particular ways so that our financial growth is there and our aspirations are also met.
Understand. Got it. Yeah. So, like, if financial freedom was possible without a massive salary, would you believe it?
Is this true?
It can be done. It can be done because like the normal person doesn't have that sort of a salary structure. There is a there's a very much gap between the salary that a normal person is getting and the aspirations that are there. Like they have so many things to look at, and everyone wants to, even our household people, they have some aspirations. Their children also want to grow in life. They also want good education. They also want good clothes and gadgets or what all is there in the market. So they have to be like, they also try to have savings, and saving helps. But investment is something that has to be there so that a person can grow in life. So small savings do help. Even our household helps give Bishti. There is something called some cash, then something where they take some jewelries or they put in some lotteries and all. So
Yeah.
there are many things, many ways in which they also try to save something and grow in a way. So that is the way that it is always possible to, even from a small structure, like they can grow and have some investments and financially grow and fulfill their aspirations.
We got it. So now I'm slowly understand the motto of being zero, why it is more highlighted in the book. Yeah. So, like, do we think that money sometimes affect the 9% of our life? It's still such as an uncomfortable topic to discuss. Like, money always have impact to our life.
Money does have impact on our, it has definitely, like all our aspirations are there, and we have to fulfill, if we have to fulfill them, we want to have good education, we want to have good clothes, we want to have outings, we have to go to luxury hotels, we want all luxuries in life. So that can be bought from the money itself. Those are the things which 99% of it brings, money brings happiness to us. So it is very much required, and it is required for everyone, in fact. All of us are working for money itself, right?
Yeah, definitely. That is the main source for living.
That is the main source from which we are for which we are working. So it has to be like all our happiness, I would say, is going around like around the money itself.
Yeah, definitely. So do you believe that making money by saving money?
Money can be saved, but it should be compounded so that you get better amount of returns on the money. The ROI on your investment is much more than, because in banks, if we try to play it safe by keeping the money in fixed deposits, it is going to be there. It is a very secure investment, but it is not getting compounded. Like there are various investment options that are available in the market. They are giving compounded results. So ROI is much more and much more greater in the market rather than in the banks.
Understand.
Instead of playing safe, we should not be investing too much into market, but obviously we can take certain risks so that the rate of returns are much better. Like there are many things in which we can invest. There are metals and property and all the investment options that are available in the market. So we can have money through these as well.
Got it, understand. So like investment should be there, but like a mindful investment should be there.
Yeah, mindful investment is very much required. It should not be so much of risk taking that you lose whatever you are earning. So it has to be very mindful and educated investment decisions that have to be taken. It should not be just on the gut feeling that we have to invest, so we are investing. So you have to have good education. You have to have good knowledge about the things in which you are investing, so that you are capable of getting the ROI also. So
Definitely.
that has to be there.
Yeah. So like I've also seen like many people think like wealth is only when they earn a good amount of money. So how does book challenge that belief?
Wealth is definitely when we are earning, so that is definitely there. But it is more like when you invest, you make some good investments on your wealth. Some part of it, not exactly the whole, but some part of it. Because if you see, every rich individual, every industrialist, every real estate person, or everyone has grown by investing further on their investments. It is not just that they have taken some wealth and just kept on it. If you just keep the wealth with you, it is never going to grow. And definitely it is going to get degraded, and like it is going to be get destroyed some time. So if you have to get it, like you have to grow the amount that you have to invest certain part of it in the market so that it grows simultaneously and creates wealth for you as well. So, and your basic wealth is not also destroyed. So you, in fact, multiply or compound on it by investing in markets or property or any gold or jewelry and all the options that are available in the market for investments.
So like balance should be there.
Yeah, the balance has to be there. Otherwise, it's going to backfire.
Yeah, definitely. That's a harmful thing.
Yeah, that's.
So what are the biggest mindset blocks that keep ordinary people from building a wealth?
Look, most of the people are from the middle class, and they have to have. They don't have that sort of extra amount to invest in the market. They are salaried people. They have their own responsibilities and lots of in terms of their children's education or medical bills and everything. So it has to be like they have to really think about investing. So if they save from their salaries, that is also a very good thing. But saving and investing so that their amount grows, that is the main builder for this. Like all the people, they have grown with this only.
So, like the book is only meant only for the finance professionals, or anyone can follow it?
Look, the finance people already know the nitty-gritties of finance, so they don't have to be taught about it. It is just ordinary people that we don't have that sort of a mindset. So it is basically about changing the mindset from being very saving sort of a person to a bit of risk taking ability also, to directing towards risk taking, so that we compound on our wealth also. It is just not कि सेव करना है, उसके अलावा भी थोड़ा सा और ग्रो करना है लाइफ में, create some wealth.
So, can you share any real life story from the book that proves ordinary people can build extraordinary wealth as well?
Look, you can. There are many stories in the book. We have taken certain case studies as well. But the thing is that if you see our maids or house helps, they. I told you that they invest in some sort of lotteries where they keep some money. Every month they are depositing certain things. So, and then they grow from it. Then there are people in this book. We have given an example of one Catherine recipes. There is one Instagram profile of that. Where it is given that that lady had left her job for the children and family. But later on, when she felt that every children had grown and now she's free to do the work, then she had taken certain baking because her passion was baking, so she started with that. And she built up a very good profile, and now she has her Instagram profile, and she has her recipes on the internet. So that is sort of a growth that she can have, and from that she might be earning as well. So ROI on her knowledge is there. So basic thing is that you have to grow and create wealth. It has to be in any way by using your knowledge, by using your investments or savings. In any way you can have and grow your wealth.
Definitely. Right.
In fact, my husband, like he also went off and like he started in our whatever we had. In that only he used to give certain amount for investments and all. So he invested in properties and all. So it's part of growing wealth that we had in our family. So this is where we learned, like we saw and learned how to invest and grow in life.
Definitely. So, like, what I understand is from like investment is important, but keeping an ROI in mind, we should be very mindful when we do it, and we are not mistaking concept should be there a lot. We should take risks, but at a certain amount of money.
Yes.
Got it. So, what is the most common financial mistake you see people make in their 20s and 30s?
Most common financial mistake is like people are investing too much on luxury assets, whereas they can have like we have so many gadgets right now which are very costly. In fact, we can have a 20K phone, instead we go in for 80K phone. Like we are investing blindfolded, like we don't really think about it while investing. We are just following our feelings that so for gadgets and for cars or vehicles and all all the things, there are many things on luxury dining and everything. Children are really investing a lot on things which are not that much required. From that sort of savings, they can invest and grow for themselves. They can create a wealth which can be helpful for them in their future.
Got it. So, like financial independence by 40 sound ambitious. Is it really achievable for a salaried individual?
It is achievable if you go with your educated, with your knowledge, and you use your saving very wisely. You have to make very educated decisions where you have to be knowledgeable about the market. If you are investing in the market, you have to really do very well in research. If you are investing in properties, you should not be like just going on and just investing in it. You have to have very broad view and broad research attitude so that you can just take some educated decisions about it. Yeah.
So, what change should someone make today in their life if they want to reduce job dependency in the future?
They should, again, that's exactly what I've been saying, that they should start saving smartly and investing smartly. They have to reassess their assets, whatever they have, and reset their goals so that if they think for achieving a very smart future in 40s, they have to have certain planning so that they can achieve those goals. And to achieve those goals, obviously, they have to have certain good planning about their investments. So that is from there they should start. Make a goals about their things that they want in life, and then start getting into the process of developing their wealth.
Got it. Got the point. Yeah. So, how does this book help people move from survival mode into a freedom mode?
Look, there are three types of money. There is something which is essential. We have to use it for your daily life, where you have to have all the medical facilities and then food, etc. Then there is second type, occasionally where like we have to go for weddings or something like that, where we have to invest, we have to buy clothes for that, or we have to invest in that. So, and then we have the third is the luxury. Luxury part is where we go out for dining and buy certain things on our hinges and just get it done just to satisfy our minds.
Yeah.
We can just think about working on this third part, the luxury part, because first two parts are there. Definitely, we have to have our the first part is where we have to do our daily things, so that has to be handled. We have to invest for that. Second part is wedding, from where we can obviously partly reduce it, and we can just, instead of spending too much on it, we can just reduce that and mindfully, obviously wherever we can reduce. And third part also on luxury things, we can also reduce on those things. So maybe the salary part, if you are spending something around 25% on these two things, then you can just reduce to maybe 5 to 7% on these, spend on those, and rest of the amount you can spend on your investments. So you have to have a very broad view on that and very mindful about your spendings as such.
Yeah. So, like what I understand, may this book help the reader to change their relationship with money as well?
It can. Definitely, if you do your things mindfully, then obviously you can, you might it might be helpful for you to think about it, and it can changing your habits and in being more mindful about spending your things, spending on things that you require.
So, are there any practical tools or exercise can reader expert from the books?
There are many exercises in the book, where you can, where a person can just go and think about all those questions and write about the goals and everything that is there. Because there are certain examples from which he or she can take certain views, like what has to be done. Some aspirations or some inspirations from there. We can be motivated from there. But for the goals and everything, there are certain questions which do help. If you go and study all those questions, maybe that might help you in changing your outlook and being more wiseful about your expenditures.
Okay. So if the readers apply any one principle from this book, what should it be?
Reassess and reset your goals. That should be the reassess about your the investments or the spendings that you are doing, and reset your goals and how you can just make check on that and do some goal settings for yourself so that you can grow your finances.
So, like, what guidance you give to the people, like, what to do financially, but still don't act on it?
Sorry, I couldn't get you. Sorry.
So, why do you think people know what to do financially, but still they don't act on it? They know, but they don't act.
They don't act on it because there are too many things around us which ask us to come and just enjoy the life. They don't want, like, there are so many things. If you just go out in the market, there are so many good clothes hanging on the. You go for window shopping and you just come back spending around 10,000 every time you go out. So there are too many things out there which excite you and that force you to just come and pick them up. So it is very much required that you have to have some mindful investment, mindful buying or purchasing that you are doing. You have to be very cautious about it because there are too many things which really make you go out and just cling on everything that is there in the market.
So influential buying shouldn't be there.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be.
Okay. So, like, how soon can someone expect to see changes if they start applying these concepts?
They can. If they start applying all these concepts, if they become mindful about the things that they are doing in their normal circumstances, they are definitely going to find certain changes, financial changes, as soon as they apply those goals and all.
Because
They will start checking on the things, on the extra expenditures that they might be doing, or like impulsive buyings that they might be doing, or just going out for luxury things that they might be purchasing or something. So one becomes mindful about that.
Okay. So, like, what would you say to someone who feels it is too late to start their financial journey?
It is never late to start your financial journey. It is always advisable, or it is always better to just think about your finances. As soon as you start thinking about your finances and how to rotate your money, probably that is the day when the change begins to start. Because once you become mindful that you have to have certain regard for the money that you have, obviously the money also starts to give you the returns. Because you start investing it very mindfully, so obviously the returns are definitely going to be there.
Mhm. Because this is something which you generally see or hear. Like, now this is not my age. I haven't done anything.
It is never too late to learn. It's never too late to learn.
So, because this is something which is a human tendency, we have heard it in our families also, that you haven't saved a lot, you haven't done anything good. So, like, this is something which helps the people to motivate once they go throughout this book.
Yeah, but today's generation is very much like knowledgeable, I would say, and they are also mindful about the money. But only thing is that sometimes they get carried away and get into all the luxury things. But they are quite fast learners. So if they become aware of these basic things, then obviously they are definitely going to make huge investments. And because Marwaris and Gujaratis and Jains, you name these communities, and they this particular thing of how to convert money and get into business is something just inherent in them. So it is always better to talk about these things in life and in our household, so that our children also come to know about it. So it is never, I would say, it's never too late to start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So who should definitely read this book and why?
It is for everyone. It is for everyone, from a school going child to, I would say, a 70-year-old person, because it is never too late to learn, right? And I'm saying for a school going kid also, because even they get some pocket money, and if they saving on it, because we were taught in our times, we were taught that there are 2-3 parts of money that you have to save at least 20% of your whatever you earn. So instead of those 20% just keeping it in our pocket, if we start investing on that, so maybe it's going to grow and give you much more returns, right? If you have certain 90 rupees, like if you get 100 rupees and you spend 90, so you have just 10 in your pocket. So if you get in in the next month you get 100, so you will be having 110. So that way you just start saving and getting into the habit of saving and investing very mindfully. Obviously, it's going to help in the long run. It is just not going to be obviously this is not a very short term process. It is a long term process.
Okay. So just need to ask you one personal question. So as you have written the book, so are you from the childhood now to the reader section, you generally pick and read the book?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
It helps you to motivate me towards the writing part.
Yes. And I am a person who totally believes in money, because I read one book, Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand, and that's a very, very beautiful book. Everyone should read that, so they will come to know how money works.
Okay.
There are many books by Ayn Rand, and that's a best author, I would say.
Okay. Regarding how money should be.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will be motivating the people to go and read this book, but I want you to give some closure note on your book, what people has to do, what this book is all about, would be great.
I would say that this book is for everyone, so that they come to know and understand the things that money, if left in bank, it is not going to give you much returns. You have to have certain, if you want it to grow, then you have to have it grow in a particular way, that by investing in certain amounts, and money is important for everyone, so it has to be invested, and to let it grow, you have to have certain goals for yourself, where you invest it in a very thoughtful and a knowledgeable way. I would say that.
So thank you, ma'am, for joining this session, for having a launch of your book here, and for the readers, I just inform you that बुक की जितने भी डिस्क्रिप्शंस हैं हम इसको डिस्प्ले करेंगे नीचे, जो आप जा सकते हैं. You can buy. I'm going to share the Amazon link of the book, so you can go and read the book, how you can move ahead with the money which is going to be get earned, and how you can save your future as well. I hope I'm correct, ma'am.
Right, very much right. Thank you very much.
So thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
you. Nice to talk to you.
Thank you. Same here. Thank you.
So thank you everyone for joining this session. आप सभी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe our channel. हम और भी नए नए ऑथर के साथ आते रहेंगे, जल्दी और आपसे मिलते रहेंगे. थैंक यू.